I was gonna use a fake name. Like I wasn't even gonna let him put it out with my name on it, because I had never done a song like that. When I first did it, it was not done as a joke, but it was completely unplanned. I just happened to be at the studio the same day he was. He was working on the song. He said, "Go in the booth, just like fuck." just like, just like.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Welcome to the Cool Table. We present you with rare forms of magic. We have Eadie on the show today. Now, last year you brought us a lot of new music that we haven't heard from you in a while, and you brought us some rap verses. So we're gonna start right there. Ginchy. Tell me what Ginchy means.
Yeah, Ginchy was this track that I did last year with Midnight. But the word Ginchy itself, it means it's being fly, it's being hot, fashionable. It's actually a really old word, but if you're Ginchy, you're hot, you're fly, you're just fly.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
But yeah, that was Midnight song that I featured on.
Was that the first time you had spit a verse like that? It's the first one we're hearing.
That was the first time. That was the first time.
Are we gonna get more of that? Because I know you got a lot of good responses on that. I was definitely surprised. I didn't know you had that in you, for sure.
When I originally did it, I wasn't even gonna release it under my name. I wasn't gonna put Eadie.
Are you gonna like no feature, or are you gonna come with a fake name?
I was gonna use a fake name. Like I wasn't even gonna let him put it out with my name on it, because I had never done a song like that. When I first did it, it was not done as a joke, but it was completely unplanned. I just happened to be at the studio the same day he was. He was working on the song. He said, "Go in the booth, just like." just like go in the booth, do whatever, just like have fun with it. And I went in and I said a few things like just quickly, and then when I came out, he was like, "No, like go do it, like go do it for real, for real." I was like, ah, and then so I did it, and then it became Ginchy. It became this.
Can you see yourself doing that again, or you think that was just like a one-off, like perfect place, perfect time?
I could see myself doing it again. I don't see it being a frequent thing or something that I try to brand myself on, but I do see it happening again with the right song, the right person, the right time, yeah.
Talk about why Got Soul is important to you.
Oh, I love that song. I didn't think you were going to bring that up. That was the first song I ever wrote and completed and then actually recorded and put out. I released that in...
like 2-3 years ago?
End of 2016.
Okay.
So I think it was October or November of 2016. That one, well, I just love that song because it was the first one I did, but it was also the first song that introduced me to people. It was how I met this guy named Kevin who played the guitar for me on that song. It was how I met this guy named Impala who did the recording of it and the mixing of it. So I just love that song because it's always a reminder to me like of where I started, kind of.
Talk about that feeling of like actually writing, finishing, and putting out your first song. Like, what did that, I guess, do for your confidence and do for your, like, I guess, thought of your own career?
At the time, when I first released that song, I was extremely nervous. Like, I had never put a song out before, especially like a full song. But I liked it. I got a cover art done for that. I had a friend of mine do like this little cartoon drawing of me, and I don't know, I think it kind of set the tone for me of where I wanted to go with my music. When I put that out, people were really responsive to the acoustics in it. It's an acoustic song. And I think it just, I don't know, it kind of set me in the direction of wanting to work more with live instruments, wanting to like know everybody that I'm working with. Like, I don't like to just send stuff off. I
feel like it like set the tone for your sound, you know? Yeah. Like it was a perfect jumping off point into saying like, this is the base level of quality that you're gonna come with.
Yeah, and I think it also like sent the message to listeners that like my lyrics are important to me. Like I'm a lyrical artist, which is the biggest thing about me and my music, I think. So yeah, that's why I like that song.
So everyone knows the top 5 people in your life, the people who, I guess, shape you the most. Now, some of the guys in this room are my top 5. Who are the 5 people in your life that, you know, give you that good energy and, I guess, help you be yourself?
Oh, wow. Oh my God, my top 5? Well, my friends are gonna watch this.
Listen, whoever's in the top 5 knows they're in the top 5. Listen, yeah, your top 5 could be a 7, but everyone knows who's in the top 5. Everyone's in the top 5.
Okay, so top 5 who inspires and influences me the most. or like helps me.
Just anyone who's like a positive. Like one of mine is my mom. Like I don't talk to her all the time, but she for sure, you know, top 5, always keeping it 7,000.
Oh God. Okay.
There's no wrong answer. There's no wrong answer.
Well, honestly, I mean, she's not technically in my life, but honestly, Amy Winehouse, I would say, is somebody who motivates me and inspires me to continue to create music. My mom, just because I think she's somebody that I want to impress, and she's somebody that doesn't show, I guess, like, she doesn't show often how impressed she is by things or when she's proud of things or whatever. So I feel like because she's not expressive, it's like, I'm gonna get it out of you. Who did I say? Amy Winehouse.
Amy Winehouse, your mom.
My dog,
Okay.
Sage. Oh my gosh.
You're finding your way around this top 5 very well.
My last 2. This is so bad.
It's okay if you don't have to. You don't throw anyone under the bus, not name anybody.
Well, I think it's because I think everybody in my life individually, they have little pieces to them that inspire me. Like, for example, like one of my closest friends is Mark Major. Like, he inspires me in the sense that his love for music and his dedication to his music translates, and like that energy comes to me. So there's that. But then like it's like, well, then my best friend, like she's the one who's always like, I don't know. So
Everyone's for different reasons.
Yeah, everyone has different reasons. But I would say, music-wise, or what inspires me and motivates me music-wise, it's other musicians mostly.
And you talked about Amy Winehouse now. Amy Winehouse is like one of my favorites too. Her and Adele are the only 2 voices I'm actually physically attracted to.
Really?
Amy Winehouse and Adele. Talk about the first time you heard Amy Winehouse's voice and this, how her music, like, just, I guess, engulfed your life.
It's kind of embarrassing, but the first song I ever heard of Amy Winehouse that I can recall was actually Rehab, which is embarrassing. But
Same for me. Same for me.
and that was a long time ago. And even at the time when I first heard Rehab, which was like, what, like 2010, 2011 or something, like a long time ago. Even at that point, I wasn't even like an Amy Winehouse fan. Like I just heard the song and I didn't do much deeper digging. Like I just heard the song or whatever. But the first time I remember actually like hearing Amy Winehouse's voice and listening to her, I think I was just on YouTube. I was on YouTube and I was and I was just like I watch a lot of like acoustic videos. Like it's like I just like acoustic videos, and just searching, and then I started watching her videos, her live videos on YouTube, and that's when like I fell in love with her and I started like listening to all her stuff, and I just became this like obsessed fan.
To talk about what about, I guess, her voice, her music, also her story, just like resonates with you?
I think it's, again, like she passed away before I didn't get to like witness her as a star, because she had passed away before I even really got to be the fan that I am of hers. But from what I can see, like, after the fact, I think it's that she was never trying to be Amy Winehouse, ever. Like, she was never attracted to the fame. She was never obsessed with money. She never desired to be as great as she was. And I think that's what attracts me to her, is that it's entirely effortless and genuinely effortless. But I think it's the way that she writes and what she writes about that attracts me to her. I think she was a very sad person, but everything she wrote never sounded sad, but it sounded poetic. It sounded so beautiful. So I guess that's what attracts me to her.
I understand. Her voice is unreal. Like she's one of those people I can't imagine her actually having another job. Like she's on that list with people like Prince, who it's like there's no way in hell they could do anything else.
Well, and like it sounds, it sounds really bad, but obviously nobody, like, it's not a good thing to die young. Same. But it's almost like I feel like her time span was perfect for her. I feel like if she had lived longer,
this is exactly
I don't know. I don't know if it would have. It wouldn't be the same. I don't know if her music would have been this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it feels bad saying that, but it is. Yeah, it's exactly how I feel. I feel like it was the perfect amount.
Yeah, like I feel like she was what she was because of the specific amount of time she had here.
Yeah, and it's because of her story. Like, if her story was different, she wouldn't be who she was.
Yeah, I don't know. I just love everything about her.
You said moving like a moon, baby, I'm the sun. Talk about that line. What does that mean, moving like a moon? Like,
So that line is from this song called "Cool Girl" that I'm working on right now. I'm not finished it yet. So yeah, I say, "'Cause you're moving like the moon, and baby, I'm the sun." So basically, what I was saying in that specific line, that song called "Cool Girl," it's about constantly looking for things in other people. It's putting your expectations and your desires on other people when it's not there. So, moving like the moon, baby, I'm the sun. It's kind of saying that who I'm talking to in that song is that you get all of your satisfaction, you get all of your desires. Everything is from somewhere else. Like, because the sun doesn't, or the moon doesn't actually give off any of its own light. The moon only reflects the light from the sun, so it doesn't produce any of its own light. So it's like you're moving like the moon. You don't produce anything for yourself. You don't go out and find what it is that you want. You just look for it from other people in other places instead of within yourself. So it's like the light that I give off, you project it onto other people or reflect it, whatever, onto other people, and you're constantly looking for me in other people. But I'm the sun. I give off my own light.
That's a very clever way of saying that. Very clever way of saying it. Look for me in other people, but I'm right here. Talk about For What It's Worth. Now, are we going to get like an actual, like that song being put out, or is this just going to be the performance?
Yeah, no, it's going to be released. I'm going to actually record the full version of it. I just did that unplugged version with Bella because I wanted to get the video out, and the video was a gift for Christmas, so I wanted to just get it done in that time frame. But no, I'm going to actually record it. It's going to be an acoustic song. I'm going to get it recorded by a friend of mine, but it's going to be on the EP, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And do we have a date for the EP?
I don't have a date. I don't have a specific date. I was hoping for spring, but I want to make sure that, like, I don't want to put a date on it. I don't want to put even like a season on it or something, because then if it doesn't happen, people are like, where is it?
Yeah, people are gonna be cheesed.
And then, you know, so yeah. I don't like to put a specific time on it. I mean, I am looking at spring, summertime, but I do want to make sure that like all of the songs are good, that the rollout for the EP is good, that I do everything I need to do to make the EP as good as I can be.
Okay,
so.
And I'll pick up the phone and think you're going to be on the EP. It's going to be like all new music.
I haven't like finalized the track list for the EP. Pick Up the Phone's not going to be on it. Okay. I just feel like I released that too long ago, and I don't know if it would even fit the sound now for the songs that I'm doing. So Pick Up the Phone's not going to be on it. I don't know. I think you could be on it, but...
Is I think you more the sound that the EP is going to sound like?
Yeah. The EP, there's going to be a lot more songs that are production-based. So, like, I Think You is R&B. It's a lot more production-based than Pick Up the Phone was. But I think I want the EP to be very songwriter-based. So, yeah, I think... And it might not even be the sound that's going to fit, like, I Think You would match best with. It's the like, feeling. So the EP is going to be a lot, like, I think, sadder, slower. Pick Up the Phone was more sassy, but then I Think You is kind of more regretful and sad. So, yeah, I think.
More regretful and sad. Yeah. Okay. Do you have a amount of songs you're thinking of for the EP, or it's still not there yet?
We're looking at 6. Like, I want there to be 6 songs, yeah. Okay. But it could be 7, could be 5, could be 8. Depends. But yeah, 6.
Okay. I told you before, we have a ritual here where we all wear Air Forces. Do you have any rituals when you go into the studio or when you perform that you have to do like every single time?
There's yeah. Okay, well, on show days, like if I have a show in the night or something, I usually don't eat.
You don't eat. Make sure you don't eat. Do you have?
No,
like,
it's not that I'm like don't eat, but like.
But it happens.
But it's kind of I don't eat, and then I feel like if I do eat, it could like mess me up or like.
Yeah, that's weird. For when I record, this is the same way. Like, I somehow don't eat, and I'm like okay with it. I'm like, you know, I'll eat once we're done. But yeah, same somehow it just happens. Yeah.
I don't eat. And for recording, like if I'm going to one thing I do is I do not smoke when it comes to like recording or sessions. I don't smoke or anything like that. But any weird type rituals, like I don't have to be barefoot in the studio or anything like that. No.
That's weird. Okay. No. So no smoking on recording, and then you don't eat when you're gonna perform.
No.
That is definitely pretty weird. The no eating thing, but I understand because if your stomach's twerking, like.
Yeah, and then what if I eat something and that's just the day that it goes all bad?
Yeah,
then what?
Yo, that is like the scariest thing when you gotta like get something done and actually like do something, and your stomach is just there working away like.
Or I also have a fear of like the throat situation. Like, what if there's like a piece that gets stuck in my throat?
Okay, now you're going too far. But you could like, I feel like you could fix that. Like, you know, just break yourself or something like that.
I don't want to have to do that. What if I'm on stage and...
Oh, you mean have to on stage? Okay.
Yeah. So if there's like nothing in my body, I just feel like there's less
Less
chance.
to go wrong. Yeah,
less chance. Yeah, less things can go wrong.
Oh my! I heard the other day that Neil Diamond, when he was performing at the Forum, his rule was no one could look at him and no one could address him when he's doing sound check. So
really?
Basically, they sent a memo to all the like employees, and they said anyone who looks at him or addressed him is going to be in trouble. So maybe not now you're thinking like that, but you know,
no.
I want to put some thought for the future. If you want, you know, no one to look at you, nothing like that.
No, I'm not a diva.
Listen, not yet. Everyone got to start somewhere.
That's true.
Let's talk about diva in the making, Billie Eilish. Now, you say she's a big inspiration to you. What about her is like so inspirational to you?
I know her age shouldn't be something that's inspirational, but it is. When I found out how old she was, I couldn't.
Yo, it still doesn't make sense.
It blows my mind that she's 16, 17 maybe now.
Yeah, like,
but she's 16, 17, however old she is, and it's just crazy to me that at such a young age she has the ability to even. And it's not even vocally she's very, very good, but it's not even her vocals. She has the ability that she has not experienced the things that she sings about, you know, but she has the ability to make everybody and their mother believe you that she is that heartbroken.
And feel those feelings.
Yeah, she is that
like,
upset. Yeah, and I don't know, something about her performance is just insane.
Yeah, no, it's like she has an out-of-body experience every single time.
And I also love that she writes with her brother.
Yeah, that's really cool too.
Yeah.
That's really cool too. They're like an interesting duo.
I just think she's crazy.
I can't even imagine what's going to be like when she's 25. That is like...
I know, and she's in her own lane right now too, I think. I think she's not trying to compete with other female artists,
she
doesn't need to.
Yeah, she doesn't have
and
to.
I think within the next like 2 years, she's going to be a household name for sure.
Less than that. She's coming. She's coming.
She's crazy.
Last thing before we go, now, you're big on the visuals. What visuals are we going to get from you next?
Oh my goodness. I have no idea. I'm working on a song, actually, like after this I'm going to go finish recording it. I'm working on a song right now that, it's not for the EP, but it's definitely a very different song for me. It's poppy, it's upbeat.
Okay.
Has definitely more of a dance vibe to it. So I think the next visual you might get from me is going to be a lot more, not as literal and a lot more vibrant. I think the next visual is going to be vibrant and fun and maybe a little weird, I don't know. But yeah, different. It's definitely going to be different.
Okay. Thanks so much for joining us at Reference of Magic. Know yourself.